Alright, folks, it is your boy, Bocce. We are trying out the four-color Delver deck from that won the last Legacy Challenge. I believe it won, certainly top-aided. It seems like Rug Delver, but there's just a bunch of cards that I want to be playing. I really want to be playing 4 Tarmogoyf and 3 Wrenn and Six. And I think that the BURG configuration just allows for that better. I think if you're on the Rug build, probably best just to stick with the 4 Mongoose, 2 Tarmo, 2 True-Name builds that are ubiquitous. Or I don't know. I at least wanted to give this build a try here, so that's what we're doing today. Opponent on a Preordain. Let's see, 2 cards on the bottom. Alright. Probably not necessary to draw Force of Will off of Preordain. I mean, this could be show and tell, I suppose. So much upside to getting this Delver into play. Haven't seen that much show and tell of late, but, probably jinxing it. But, having this Delver in play isn't bad either way, though. Okay, it does not look like I'm about to get turn 2'd. So, that's good. What have we got here? Predict. Alright, well that's a little unfortunate. It's Predict, definitely a good card. Nothing, not much I can do about that. So what do I want to make of the fact that they just played Predict here? Do I want to jam Wrenn and Six and presume they're on Miracles? I know I was playing someone on High Tide. Game I'm playing right now. Oh, man. I guess most people don't play High Tide, and I'd have to assume that they're on Miracles. Good news. Well, I'm starting to believe that they are on High Tide. So I could have been attacking them down to 11. Emergent Scroll? I think it's Emergent. Predict. Probably pitching an island. Be my guess. Scalding Tarn. Ooh, they're discarding twice. mean, if they're on high tide, which it looks like, that probably means they're in a good position, but, you know, I'm not upset that, they're not going to get an insane amount of value off their draw spells, but put them down to 13 with Wrenn and Six. And then, I guess I want to not tap out, because if they play high tide, I'll have a whole bunch of mana up. I'm just lousy with cards in hand here, so I'm gonna not tap out. Play the Scalding Tarn. See what they want to come at us with. They're just gonna pass the turn here. Yeah, I've got 13 damage here. I guess I'm just trying to space these out to play around potential Flusterstorm. Turnabout targeting me. Well, I like that they tapped out. Well, I feel ridiculously lucky to have won this game. But I guess those are the breaks sometimes. So I guess Wrenn and Six, not very exciting. I'm not gonna fall for that bit where I don't have any answers to defense grid. True-Name, not the most exciting. One thing about a deck like this, though, is you really can't afford to board out much in the way of blue spells. Or, I mean, 20 is certainly the bare minimum. I think it's supposed to be like 18 or something. But, I wonder if these Winter Orbs are good. I'm inclined to believe so. Because he's going to need to play a bunch of cantrips. Can probably get him with that. Okay. 2 Lightning Bolts, 2 Abrupt Decays, and just 3 answers to defense grid. We have a bunch of Thoughtseizes, too. Gonna wing it. Wing it with this. Alright. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Well, man, it sure is a lot of lands. This is a 20 land deck. One real interaction spell. Okay. I'm glad that I mulliganed. I think I'm okay putting back Abrupt Decay. I've got a Thoughtseize if he has Defense Grid. Apparently I could put back Daze, which is pretty mediocre on the draw. But it is a blue card that could be pitched to Force of Will. How good could Abrupt Decay really be? Okay. Well, hopefully we don't regret that decision. But we still have more answers. We're going to be shuffling our library here. Alright, another Daze. So I guess I just need to get Underground Sea here. Because if I get Badlands, I will not have the opportunity to cast Daze. Gotta make sure I actually grab Underground Sea. Alrighty. High Tide, Brainstorm, Narset, and Time Spiral. Okay, it's a tough decision. Narset, pretty good. I don't want to play this Tarmogoyf on turn 2. What are the chances, though, that I don't get to Daze this Narset here? Certainly needs High Tide to go off. I guess realistically, he would only get to draw one card from Narset, and we have the Tarmogoyf and a chance to Daze it. I think I'm just going to take High Tide. I did board in Surgical, right? I did not board in Surgical. That was probably foolish. Probably would have been better than Lightning Bolt. Yeah, well, still think I'm going to have to take High Tide here. Pass the turn. I'm hoping he doesn't predict right away, but if he does, it'll certainly be dazing. Okay, he did not predict right away. Alright, good, good. Tarmogoyf is in play. I hope he jams at Narset and I get to Daze it and grow my Tarmogoyf. That would be sweet. But it seems likely I would at least get the chance to double Daze it. Okay. Yes. Oh, he's not going to walk in right into it. Oh, he is going to walk into it. Very nice. Seems like that's probably pretty devastating to my opponent's game plan. Alright, Brainstorm and Ponder. Good draws here. Not concerned about him going off presently here, so. Alright. Okay. Thought I was playing High Tide there, and I was going to have to, you know, eat my words, but not today. Merchant Scroll. For High Tide, presumably. Yep. Alright. Yeah. Attack with Tarmogoyf. Play Ponder. Ooh, Winter Orb. It does seem pretty good in this spot. I can't believe I left my Wastelands in, too. Badlands doesn't tap for an extra blue from High Tide, but it does cast both Pyroblast and Thoughtseize, so that's definitely what I'm going to be untapping on my turn, and then I can just play Tropical Island also. And if he tries to play High Tide here, I'll definitely daze it, and I don't think there'll be much he could do. Okay. This is probably going to be good enough. What will you do now, opponent? So since I know I'm not about to draw Thoughtseize, and getting an extra Goyf on the table, don't really see that helping me. I'm just going to keep mana up. In case he does manage to go off with High Tide. Cunning Wish. Alright. I don't really know what he could get. I mean, if you get, he could get Chain of Vapor. High Tide. Yeah, I really don't think that does it for him. He's just only gonna have a couple mana here, and I'll be able to daze, so. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah. Pretty good start. I gotta remember to port out Wastelands against high tide decks. So we'll try to keep that in mind here going forwards. Definitely should run Surgical Extraction too. I mean, I guess they say no one plays High Tide anymore. I did play it a couple leagues ago, though. I mean, I guess I'd have to say I've seen about as much High Tide as, say, like Show and Tell, Dark Depths now. Just in the past bunch of leagues that I've played. All right. Not a bad mulligan. Get rid of a Brainstorm here. Grove. Mox Diamond. We'll need to force a build that one. Okay. Man, if I can survive to cast this Wrenn and Six next turn, I'll feel pretty good about our position here. Wasteland. See, Abrupt Decay is just such a useful spell. I think we'll just go for Tropical and Volcanic. Well, I guess I'll get Badlands and Tropical. Don't have Daze. I don't think it's gonna matter. I hope that the opponent doesn't already have Punishing Fire. They sure do. Alright. Way it goes sometimes. I guess maybe getting this Badlands was foolish. I was just hoping that he would not have Punishing Fire. But, that is the way it goes sometimes. Okay, another land's not a bad draw, though. Would I like to Abrupt Decay his Mox Diamond? Don't believe that does too much to advance my position. I mean, I guess I could Abrupt Decay his Mox Diamond and Wasteland his Grove of the Burn Willows, and he might not have much going on. Play Scalding Tarn. Probably do it on his end step if he doesn't do anything. I think I want to hold up Brainstorm. Although it seems like he's 2 spells away from being able to crop rotation for anything. But I mean, Gamble would be pretty good. What do we got here? Is it a life from the loam? Yeah, that's probably bad news, unfortunately. I could have Brainstorm for Force Will. I'm not sure what that would have done for me. But we'll Brainstorm in response here. Okay. Seems like I at least have a shot to get this Tarmogoyf on the table. So that is what I'll be doing. I guess I could see it conceivably going the distance if he doesn't make too much else happen. At least it's a big clock. If he loams right into the stuff that he needs. But I guess he's a couple turns out, nonetheless. I at least have a couple lands in play. I guess it's Maze of Ith that would really slow me down here. So let's see if we can avoid getting Maze of Ith. Okay, so far so good. If I manage to draw another Wrenn and Six off the top here, that'll be pretty exciting. Well, I guess he just had Maze of Ith the whole time. That's unfortunate. He's not going to get to play another land this turn. So, if I drew Wrenn and Six here, that'd be pretty clutch. Daze. I guess I need to Wasteland the Maze of Ith. And then I can either string together some Wastelands or draw Wrenn and Six. Oh, he played Wasteland. So I am going to Abrupt Decay. Gotta make sure I didn't target my own Tarmogoyf here. That would be disastrous. Okay. If he responds to this, I might think about dazing to save my land, but alright, well. Ooh, but the Tarmogoyf has grown. So he is going to take some more damage here. Ooh, a Force of Will. Wow, that's a really clutch draw. Good thing I didn't try to daze my Tropical Island to save my Tropical, because then I would not have a blue card. And I don't believe there's much my opponent can do here. I guess they could naturally draw Maze of Ith, but I don't see how they could. I guess they could crop rotation. I'd be forced to force that. But then he probably doesn't have the green mana to cast Light from the Loam, and even if he did, he'd be taking 2 damage from Ancient Tomb. I'd have a chance to Lightning Bolt him. Well, I'm definitely about to force of will this Light from the Loam, and man, I just can't believe that this it worked. I guess I don't want to count my chickens before they're hatched here, but the only play I've got here is to force of will potential Light from the Loam. But yeah, I think lands is kind of in a questionable position in the metagame. It doesn't seem very good against BURG Delver. But what with, you know, the Nimble Mongoose and Life, Wrenn and Six is in the deck. Feel bad for my opponent here. Maybe he's got a land follow-up though and it's gonna punish me here. Okay. I guess he could crop rotation here. He does crop rotation. I'm going to be. I wouldn't be surprised if he had it because he hasn't had either half of either Thespian Stage or Dark Depths, and so he has not really had a reason to play crop rotation because obviously you want to get one part of the combo into play and then play the other. Yup. So I'm going to be sacrificing Scalding Tarn. Well, this doesn't seem like a very good play. Because he's going to have to sacrifice a land. Then he can't pay the upkeep. Maybe he only runs the one Maze of Ith. Seems like Maze of Ith would have been the get there. Still gonna sacrifice this. Good tropical island. I don't know. I don't really see a reason not to attack. So what's he gonna do here? And he'll need to like play a land to be able to play Life from the Loam. So I'm just not sure how he could follow this up here. That sacrificing a land thing is pretty brutal. I guess if I had to guess, he must have forgotten about the sacrifice a land part. It's kind of a complicated card. Maybe he's gonna crop rotation again here. I think he's gonna gamble for a crop rotation. And then I'm gonna be hoping to draw Wrenn and Six that can deal the last point, or Lightning Bolt, or Cantrip, or I guess another creature would be okay too. So I guess most of the decks, the things I don't want to draw are more lands and Abrupt Decay. Interesting. He must not. have another Maze of Ith. Don't see why he wouldn't have gotten crop rotation. Or why, yeah. Alright. Okay. Well, lands is a complicated deck to play, so I wouldn't begrudge anyone for running afoul of its intricacies. Okay. Interesting. How do we want to sideboard here? So Abrupt Decay definitely seems good. Want that. Want the blue cards. So I guess the only question is, do I want Thoughtseize? I'm inclined to say no. And that what I want are these edicts. Seems like Thoughtseize would be pretty slow on the play. What it could do is get like a choke or something. But the edicts can hit Tireless Tribe. And Merilage tokens. So I would have to imagine that this has got to be pretty close to correct. This is my first league with this deck, if that wasn't clear. Okay. So this hand is lacking in interaction. A lot of Tarmogoyfs. Daze is not great on the draw here. Okay, well, this hand has some stuff going on. I guess Dreadhorde does not return any of the cards I have here. So unfortunately, I won't be keeping that one in my hand. See, Abrupt Decay, I know I'm used to playing BURG Delver, and Abrupt Decay just does not have any practical answer to that. These are like one-drop enchantments. Like Molten Vortex and Carpet of Flowers. I have to imagine if my opponent had Exploration, they would have played it already. So I feel like we're probably in a pretty good spot here. So, what do we got? Oh, I guess they had Exploration. So peculiar. I don't know why you wouldn't just play that turn one. Whatever. Okay. The situation being what it is, I think I'm actually going to want to just jam Wrenn and Six first. Oh. Yeah, I guess this is probably going to be a good play by my opponent. They're just going to wasteland my land here. And there's not going to be much I can do about it. Okay. I'd like to draw another fetch land. Alright. No such luck, but that's alright. Okay. So I'm going to go Underground Sea, Tropical Island, Badlands. And hopefully that will set up a situation where maybe I can resolve a Wrenn and Six, or, Abrupt Decay, something. Its exploration really isn't doing a lot because it does not have Life from the Loam going, so probably be getting that Molten Vortex. Of course, both those enchantments are very good with Life from the Loam, but he's a little constrained on red mana. Though if he starts casting Life from the Loam, obviously he'll be less constrained on mana. I guess I'm just gonna play Tropical Island and hope he doesn't have another Wasteland. But I could just play this Winter Orb and then be playing Tropical Island. Yeah. I guess he'd be playing Wasteland if he had it, and I'm gonna may risk this crazy play here. See, what I might just do is Abrupt Decay's Mox Diamond. Okay, I guess I won't be doing that. So I probably am just gonna go for his Molten Vortex here. Still not much chance of me resolving Wrenn and Six, though. So, actually, I think I am going to be playing this Winter Orb. Because he put a land that comes into play tapped, and so... this is going to punish him for that. I'd like to draw a land here. A fetch land would be ideal. Tarmogoyf. A Wrenn and Six. Well, that's bad news bears, folks. No way around it. I'm going to need to really piece something together. So what my opponent should do is wait to see which land I untap and Wasteland that one. And okay, well, he did not do that. So now if I draw a land, we're in an exciting position. Whoa. Where I can Abrupt Decay his Wrenn and Six. Ooh, not quite the land that I needed to do that. So I guess I'll make the play that I feel my opponent should have, and Wasteland whichever land he untaps. Maybe I'll just leave Wasteland up. I mean, I'm not really concerned about... he can make his 2-mana plays regardless. And, Wastelanding my underground sea. Interesting. Man, if I could rip a land here, a fetch land, or a tropical island, I would be so happy. Okay. It's my last tropical island. So hopefully, my opponent does not recur Wasteland next turn. Or we won't be casting any of these green cards in my hand here. Is he going to cast Crop Rotation? He is going to cast Crop Rotation. Probably for another Wasteland. Maybe, yeah. Okay. Alright. Well, I could conceivably win with Dreadhorde Arcanist. Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to do it, folks, for the green mana. What I am going to do is chew up a bunch of my opponent's clock. Nothing I can do in response there. Yeah, so it's just the Volcanic Islands left in my deck. Wastelanding my Wasteland. I guess I'll Wasteland his Thespian stage in response. Seems like he is setting up for a Dark Depths. Here's a Crop Rotation. Still need the other part of the combo, though. So he only has one piece here. Bochkabog. Alright, well, that doesn't do anything. I guess my opponent can't be sure that I've run out of lands, though, or green sources in any case. There's a tracker. Do I want to jam a Delver of Secrets here? I guess I don't really see a reason not to. I mean, maybe he just bricks on lands for the next bunch of turns or something. Maybe I should have just cast Brainstorm. Pyroblast, interesting. Okay, well, I'll definitely play this Ponder. Ooh, Surgical Extraction. Now that is a card that does something. I guess it doesn't do very much, though. He's just going to beat me down with Tireless Tracker. So I guess I'm mostly just hanging on this to just have a look at his deck and see what's in it. If he plays Life from the Loam or something, fine. Another Tyler's Tracker. Alright. I'm just gonna cast Surgical here on Thespian stage to get a quick look at my opponent's deck here. Okay. Chasm, Thespian stage, Rishadan Port. So I guess he does just run the one Mazavith, and that is the issue. Interesting. But Tireless Trackers, though. Drop of Honey, good to know, I guess. A couple chokes. Alright, well, I'll be trying not to choke in game 3 here. Okay. Okay. But yeah, so far I'm thinking that fourth Volk maybe be a fourth. Third Volk should be a fourth Trop, but I don't know. In any case. See, I wouldn't mind playing some Thoughtseizes, but I just don't want to cut any of the blue cards. Daze does something on the play. So alright. Couple of Abrupt Decays, Daze, and Surgical Extraction. I guess that's probably good enough. It definitely deals with like these exploration type hands, and it deals with a Life from the Loam type hand from him. Guess I don't have an answer if he just plays 4 lands and then does the old Dark Depths thing. But at least it gives me some time to draw an answer here. Alright, opponent, what have you got? Another Mox Diamond hand. Is it Life from the Loam? If he's playing Exploration, it's not going to do a whole lot at this point. Ooh. It's kind of tempting just a Surgical Thespian stage now, because that's going to limit the number of ways you can win the game. I guess might as well wait though. Wonder what's in his hand. He must have like a tireless tracker. Surgical Extraction. It's not a card I love playing, but do I want to hit this Thespian stage? I guess I'll just have to wing it. All right. Well, I should have surgical the Thespian stage. Damn. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna fetch Badlands here. That way, if he's on a choke plan, we can, you know, untap and fetch a tropical island and play Abrupt Decay. Guess he. Well, I don't think he can. Well, maybe he can pour me and play. Choke. Okay. See, that's gonna be fine. I guess he can port me. Yeah, I just regret not surgicaling. So he's probably gonna gamble for life from the loam here, if I had to imagine. Had to guess. He just gets. I guess he could just get Dark Depths and hope that it works. Then I'll be praying to draw Diabolic Edict. It's a safe play. But if you just win for it. Looks like he's about to play Life from the Loam, though. Unless he gambled for crop rotation, which would be pretty crazy. Okay. Looks like this surgical is not going to be too bad after all, so that's exciting. Yeah, he can definitely blast zone me. We'll live with that fate. Okay, and he tapped his Grove of the Burn Willows, so he's not going to be able to cycle in response here. Try to make sure I've targeted the correct thing. Yes, misclicks on Magic Online are easy, folks. Attacking first. I guess he has a sorcery with Gamble anyway. Make sure I've targeted the correct thing here. Life from the Loam. Okay, alright, and my opponent has nothing in hand. So that's good. Bog stage. Man, hopefully they don't just untap and draw Dark Depths. I wonder how many they have in the deck. 2. Okay. Alright, we should pretty likely be okay. Got the ones at the graveyard. I don't know if you ever cast Surgical Extraction and not actually remove the card from the graveyard, but that is a pretty poor play. Okay. Alright. Alright, let's see what they ripped here. Bog's fine. So it is going to stop me from casting this Arcanist. I guess Bog was good against the Arcanist there, so good play by my opponent. Oh, I should have played the Scalding Tarn first. But I guess it's probably wise to hang on to it anyway, so I guess I don't hate the play too much regardless. I guess crop rotation is going to do it for my opponent also. Really love to draw one of my like Wrenn and Six 3 crop rotations. So he's got like 5 really good draws here. What do we got? Force of Will, Diabolic Edict cards I'd love to see, or Cantrip. Okay. Cantrip. Brainstorm. Okay. Dazes are pretty bad. Yeah, I'm just gonna put these back. So now I can fetch Tropical Island. I was worried about what to fetch before, because I didn't want to waste me off something. So this works well. And Wasteland is some kind of answer, preventative answer. To Dark Depths here. How many Thespian stages is he playing? I guess he has one chilling in his hand still, probably. I believe so. Play this Delver. Port on my Wasteland. Okay, I gotta make some moves here. Do I want to Wasteland his stage in response? But he has another stage anyway, so I don't think it really matters. I think I'm just gonna wing it. If he gets the combo off, there is a chance we can just block for a turn with Dark Depths. I see. Blow one blast zone. Gonna let the other one go. Guess I'll play a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Pass the turn. Okay, yeah, you can't port me because I can destroy his blast zone in response here. We are running out of time in the matchup. Lands is a crazy deck with a lot of decisions here. Another Thespian stage. All right. Good news for my opponent. That blast zone doesn't have any counters on it. Okay, that's not a bad one. Card I can cast. So we're just gonna go ahead and attack here. Okay, we're gonna get to play Ponder. He's tapping my Badlands, okay. Play Ponder. Surgical Extraction, True-Name, okay. Alright. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna play this True-Name and hope for the best. I don't know. We'll see what happens with this attack here. Okay. Alright. Man. I guess I'm just gonna be jamming this True-Name. Seems like it'd be pretty hard for him to answer all three things that I could potentially do. So I'm just gonna wasteland the blast zone in response. I guess he can copy with this other guy. Probably could have figured out a wiser way to tap, but okay. Whew. Alright, that was getting a little close there. But yeah, man, lands is a tough deck to play. Especially with I don't know, one maze of this seems crazy. But I guess he's probably is playing against a lot of Nimble Mongeese. So that's probably some kind of concession there. Yeah. So yeah, deck I guess has been pretty legit so far. Alright, here we go. Yeah, I really like the 3 Wrenn and 6 for Tarmogoyf part. Alright, on the draw here. This is a keeper. Hopefully, it's a matchup where Thoughtseize is good. Hopefully I don't get, turn 1 Blood Mooned. Ooh, Watery Grave. Alright. Yeah, so I'm sure they are on Death Shadow. Certainly. See, this is a matchup. I guess I'm surprised. I really haven't. This is the first Death Shadow deck I've seen in like a whole bunch of leagues, and Death Shadow doesn't seem like too bad a deck against Rug Delver. Though I mean, it doesn't play Wrenn and Six, and I don't know about any deck not playing Wrenn and Six right now. All right. Well, definitely be firing off my Brainstorm. And I guess I'm going to get an Underground Sea. Okay. All right. So Delver's probably pretty good. Let him take one of my Tarmogoyfs. I think it's the other one I like flip Delver. Maybe I just put back some lands and it's dealer's choice or whatever. Doesn't have an answer for Delver. It's probably pretty good though. And it's a tough so if I put back like Daze and then Delver, I sure have a lot of lands in hand. Then he's just taking Tarmogoyf. Apparently, I could just Daze this right here. Since I don't have too much going on anyway. Maybe I like that play, and then I'll just play Delver of Secrets next turn. Or maybe I just let it resolve and just start jamming Tarmogoyfs. I think I'm just going to have to let it resolve here. If he doesn't take... He takes Tarmogoyf. No, it'll be Delver plus Wasteland. If he takes Delver, it's Tarmogoyf, and if he takes Daze, it's probably Tarmogoyf because I want to shuffle and not continue to draw more lands. So that is what we're looking at. It's Delver. Okay. All right. Interesting. They played Wasteland. What do we want to do? Do I want to Wasteland back? Probably going to be playing an Angler soon. Angler is 6. 1 black and 6. This would put him at 5. Alright. I guess... I mean, they say it's not great tempo to be playing Wasteland without any creatures on board. A Wasteland's certainly better with monsters in play. So I guess what we're going to do is not Wasteland him. A Death Shadow, okay. It'd be pretty remarkable if he didn't have another land. Wow. Interesting. Alright. I guess I'll just fetch Tropical Island here. No, I guess I'll get Volcanic, because if I draw a Lightning Bolt, I'll want to play it. Abrupt Decay. Alright, well... I guess I didn't think about drawing Abrupt Decay. I mean, that is the thing about the 4-color mana base. Alright. Wasteland. Which one's he gonna take? Hopefully he takes Volcanic. But I guess I'm gonna get this Delver into play. So if I attack my opponent, maybe I should just play Delver last turn. I don't know. Definitely where the finesse with this deck is in just executing the lands in the right way. And I guess I could have gotten Badlands last turn. Or on that turn that I fetched. Because then I could have still played Tarmogoyf. I mean, I think it was clear I didn't have to Daze anything on his end of turn. So. We're getting Dismember on my. Alright, so he's going to get to attack for 6 here. The card I'd like to draw is a fetch land. So he's certainly going to attack for 6 next turn. I think that Dreadhorde Arcanist gives me the best chance to find an answer for his Death Shadow. And that is what I'd like to be doing. So yeah, we'll let him attack, go down to 4 here. Probably smart enough to wasteland my Tropical. But if he doesn't wasteland my Tropical, I guess I would have been playing Tarmogoyf and praying to draw Lightning Bolt. This is probably not good news. Okay. Brainstorm is alright. I mean, if he gets another Force of Will, it's going to be... Well... I don't know. I mean, if he gets like a Dismember, obviously. No bueno. Gonna attack for 7 here. Gonna take it. So we're gonna attack. And I'll just have to hope that playing a Delver to block is like good enough. So close. Wrenn and Six just a touch too late here. Can Wasteland him and play this Delver to block. Too bad I couldn't hit just a different land there, but ah. All right, well, I got Death Shadowed. That's the way it goes, unfortunately. Definitely had the clutch Wastelands. Hopefully, well, it was on the draw here, so I just gotta win, one of these games on the play. That's how I try to think about it. On the game you're on the play, you're, of course, wildly favored. And then when you're on the draw, well, I mean, you're sure to have 2 games, on the draw. But sometimes just one. Anyway. Yeah, so I like the Edicts. Like Thoughtseize. Pyroblast. Yeah, so I think I'm going to board out this Force of Will. Then what should the other cuts be? Wrenn and Six can definitely lock him out of the game. I think it's probably going to be Dreadhorde. Just doesn't attack into his creatures that great. Oh, actually, I think it's going to be 2 copies of Lightning Bolt. I guess only one Pyroblast would suffice. 2 copies of Pyroblast. Then I'm going to have 3 Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt just doesn't really hit Death Shadow or Gamog Angler. Alright. Let's see if we can rally here after losing game 1. Alright, on the play. Of course. Alright, it's a keep. So I am going to ponder turn 1. If I can just get more lands, it seems like I'd be wildly favored to win with this kind of hand. Alright, there's a second land. It's not a blue one, which is a little frustrating. That's some karmic justice right there. Ugh. That's terribly irritating. Really though, this deck plays a lot of lands. Seems like we should have plenty of time to draw one. Yeah. I can't believe I drew the Badlands. What? What are you gonna do? Yes, eking out those percentage points by tapping that Badlands. Man, alright. Let's draw a blue land. Probably better to not put myself through that kind of thing emotionally. I guess Tarmogoyf, not the best in this matchup. I guess I should have done this when he was tapped out. Yeah, that was foolish. He's probably gonna play Brainstorm. Alright, he's not playing Brainstorm. Alright. Okay. We're in business. Well, I think I just have to hope he doesn't have Wasteland number 3. Alright, which land am I gonna get here? Volcanic Island is probably fine. One tropical island doesn't really do a whole lot for me here. Underground Sea doesn't do that much. So my opponent probably has a bunch of Death Shadows in hands. Well, he drew all his Wastelands. Him not exactly doing a lot here, so I can't play my spells anyway. Sadly, my opponent just won't even put me out of my misery. Yeah, I think I'm just going to be playing Ponder here, trying to set up an answer to his Delver. At least he doesn't have Wasteland number 4, so we got that going on. such a terrible sense of injustice when you're just not able to play any manas in these Delver matchups. But that's it's just the way it goes sometimes. Yeah. All right. I guess I'm playing Brainstorm here. Guess I don't see much use in wastelanding it. All right. I guess that's gonna do it for me. All right. Well, the games where I got to play Magic were all good, so that's fine. But I believe game 1 is when I lost because I didn't fetch the right land. So I mean that would if I was able to play some Abrupt Decays there, probably would have made a big difference. So there's always room for improvement. Okay. I don't know. I guess I didn't love playing Ponder turn 1 last turn. And at least this deck plays 20 lands. So, and I have Force. And if they are a Wasteland deck, they're usually susceptible to Wasteland. So I can, like, Wasteland them. And, yeah. Alright, what do we got, opponent? A Glistener Elf. Should have fetched Tropical Island there. See, that's I don't even know what possessed me to get Volcanic Island. It's certainly good to pay attention to what you're doing in these matchups. So I'm just gonna play Ponder here, and I'm gonna be leaving back. Yeah, the Delver to block. So I'll be forcing through this Wrenn and Six next turn. I feel like Wrenn and Six is just gonna win the game. So I guess there's really not that much opportunity cost. If something goes wrong here with this Wrenn and Six. Man, I really should have fetched Tropical Island turn 1, though. I really gotta pay attention to what you're doing with the mana base in this deck. Oh, that was foolish. I wasn't paying attention there either. I should have, because my opponent... I was thinking I had to go to the next main phase. You know, to cast Wrenn and Six. Do I want to force this? I guess so. It would be better if it wasn't on the table. I mean, because the other thing is I might end up like forcing Berserk on his turn. So I might as well just burn this Force of Will now and try to get it killed. Okay. Seems like this is a pretty difficult position to lose from. Because, I mean, we've got his creatures covered. And we got answers to Inkmoth Nexus. And then I'm going to have this Abrupt Decay in hand, so... I don't believe that there's a lot that he can do. Playing a poison deck, I think, is definitely a bold choice. I think Death Shadow is fine. Maybe he'll go for Dryad Arbor here and pump it and kill my Wrenn and Six, but he'll be so far behind at that point. I don't know if these decks play Dryad Arbor these days anyway. But Death Shadow... I mean, Death Shadow is always hard to beat with Rogue Delver before Wrenn and Six. I'm sure Wrenn and Six definitely helps lock them out of the game a bit. But Poison, yeah, I mean, all their creatures get beasted. They just get it both ways, what with it destroying every single one of their 1/1 guys and recurring the Wastelands to kill Inkmoth Nexus. Did see that someone 5-0'd with Sunbless with Teferi Time Raveler or whatever. Which seems pretty good in a poison deck, if only, you know, Wrenn and Six weren't legal. But I guess, you know, I bought these Wrenn and Sixes at 40 ticks, and now they're like well over 100. And so I guess I'm in this position where a lot of people just can't afford the Wrenn and Sixes. So everyone can't play Wrenn and Six decks. So I guess it was fortunate. But I mean, the card was just obviously ridiculously good. I don't know. Well, at least I was really excited about there being a Rug Delver, printing for Rug Delver. Definitely my favorite deck and the one I've been playing for like 10 years. But I mean, it's like a 2-mana Planeswalker that does stuff, though. And ticks right up to 4. I mean, I remember when Liliana the Dark Realms, I think that's the new one, that the Death Shadow player printed. I mean, that thing seems like the best thing since sliced bread. And this deck just seems even more ridiculous. I mean, it's just a 2-mana Planeswalker that has so much upside. I don't know. The ability just to waste lock people out. And I guess there was no reason to reveal my second Wasteland there. Sylvan Library. I guess I will Daze that. And save my Abrupt Decay for later. Alright, well, I guess you can have a Sylvan Library on, you know, it's about to be down to 7 life here. Although, it's not like he has a ton of options, though. Yeah, I don't even think that Poison typically plays for Wastelands. I mean, that Shadow deck has the ability to randomly Wasteland us, like we saw in Game 2, and just not be able to do anything about it. But I think this deck only runs like 1 or 2 Wastelands. And so it lacks that upside. So yeah, if I was playing some kind of combo deck, I would recommend one that does not lose to Wrenn and Six. Okay. All right, so we're gonna be on the draw here. So what do I want to bring in? Edicts don't seem okay. So does Sylvan Library. So does Plague Engineer. So does Thoughtseize. Hmm. Well, making true names into Plague Engineers seems pretty straightforward. Making Dreadhordes into Edicts seems okay. I mean, Dreadhorde just seems better in a match where they just can't suddenly kill you out of the blue. Like we might not be able to take advantage of the card advantage of Dreadhorde Arcanist. So we're just gonna run lots of answers. I like Sylvan Library because our life total doesn't matter against them. What would I like to cut for that? Those 2 cards. I mean, I guess 18 cards are supposed to be the actual minimum for Force of Will. Maybe I'll just cut a Daze and a Force. Maybe 2 Dazes. Alright. And we'll hope this works. I'll have to mulligan. Now I'm going to try to remember to think about what I'm doing with my mana here. Keep. Maybe Thoughtseize wasn't that great. Well, I guess Plague Engineer. A little slower. Guess we'll put back Plague Engineer. Elf. Okay. So I guess I'm just gonna fetch Badlands and bolt this thing. Guess he could have Daze. A bunch of ways to turn one me. I think I'm just gonna go for it. If he has like the nut draw, we'll just have to get him in game 2. Okay. We're not getting wastelanded here, so that's nice. Mobile Hierarch. Glistener Elf. So I think I'm just gonna bolt the elf now. There's a land. So what do I want to do here? I guess Liliana's Triumph isn't that great. I can't remember. I think I boarded out. Those could be a Daze/Force. Do I want to jam a Plague Engineer into a potential Daze? Probably doesn't have a Daze. Probably Thoughtseize will see me through a turn here. So I'm going to play Thoughtseize and then Tarmogoyf. He's got a Brainstorm, though. Just checking the card type here. So I'm looking to name Blink Moth with this Plague Engineer. Okay. Got a Force of Will. Very readily use my Plague Engineer. Guess I'm just gonna take this Blighted Agent. I could take Force of Will. Then what does Plague Engineer really do for me? Guess I'm gonna take this Blighted Agent, but then he can just force the next thing that I do. I should just take Force of Will. Guess an extra creature isn't really that great. Liliana's Triumph already stinks. So I think I'm gonna take Force of Will. The extra creature can still only kill me at the same pace, with Noble Hierarch, so doesn't do that much. Leon's Triumph, already no bueno. Blooded Agent. What do we got here? Sylvan Library. So he would just Spell Pierce that. Attack with Tarmogoyf. I want to play Sylvan Library, but he just has a Spell Pierce anyway. I've played Plague Engineer. Well, I guess he has plenty of mana, and Blighted Agents or Ink Moth is kind of the harder one to kill since Abrupt Decay doesn't get it. Could also just name human. Oh, these are both humans? Oh, good heavens. Okay. Yeah, Plague Engineer is a ridiculous card. Just Engineered Plague with legs. Ridiculous. Okay, well, that's unfortunately going to pretty much do it here. Got the Liliana's Triumph to play around. Kind of Blink Moth Nexus activation. Can't really afford to play Sylvan Library, unfortunately, but looks like the game's going to be over in fairly short order. One. If he wants to attack for one, I'm not going to stop him. Then I can just Triumph on his end step. Okay. Yep. Well. All right. Well, that was brutal. Poison's gonna need some kind of printings. Maybe they could print a sweet green-blue planeswalker that does something ridiculous. Yeah. I think poison would be a good choice in a meta that's much more unfair. I guess that's pretty obvious. But BURG Delver's always beaten up on poison pretty good. Generally speaking, the trick is to just deal with their creatures at their end step. And that way, if they go to start casting growth spells, giant growth type effects, you can do it in response. Okay. So, we're on the play. So this is probably a Badlands Thoughtseize hand. I guess I could get Underground Sea. I think I'm going to get the Badlands. Alright. My first turn 1 Thoughtseize of the tournament. And it looks like it's going to be a good one. Okay, so he's got an Entomb. Seems like the easy choice to take. He's going to Thoughtseize me back. Okay. If he had Reanimate, it'd be pretty funny if he Thoughtseize, took my Dreadhorde Arcanist, and then reanimated it. That would be like a hell of a play. And then he could replay the Entomb I'm about to take. Things being what they are, though. I mean, I just can't really see taking an Exhume. That'd be a hell of a blowout play, though. But he's got a lot more other reanimation spells besides Exhumes. And just the 4 copies of Reanimate. Maybe you won't see that ridiculous line also. Maybe he won't take Dreadhorde Arcanist. I guess if he did do that play, I at least have a Lightning Bolt to respond it. So that's not even the end of the world. So, all right. But if he managed to get that kind of engine going, that would be sick. Delver of Secrets. Guess since he has a second Thoughtseize anyway, I'm just going to jam this Delver. Got all kinds of mana. I feel like it's probably going to be a miracle if I win this game. But I guess he's, I think he probably drew Polluted Delta for his turn. Well, he's got another Thoughtseize, so I think I'm just going to have to increase the clock. And a lot of the things that he could potentially put into play. If he doesn't reanimate this turn, especially if Delver flips, maybe we can get there. Come on. Give me one more turn here. Bayou. The fact that he's playing Bayou is probably a good sign. He's playing a Chancellor. Okay. All right. Well, if he's exhuming though, this is gonna work out dandy. Totally down with this. Now I'm gonna get my Dreadhorde back, and we can do Bolt. Yeah, there's no way he can win this race. Alright, so I'm just gonna bolt my opponent's Dome. I'm sure he'll block the Dreadhorde Arcanist, so I think I'm attacking with Delver of Secrets anyway. Yeah. Yep. Might be smart to block the Delver from where you're my opponent here, but yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So he's getting something pretty good. Okay. All right, we got there. That was pretty crazy. Okay. So obviously these cards are pretty good. All right. So Abrupt Decay, not too exciting. Don't want to lose to Crypt Breaker, that's for sure. It's Wrenn and Six. Not too exciting. I think I'm going to board out those 5. Something I want to cut for Sylvan Library, maybe a Tarmogoyf. Okay. Think this looks acceptable. Okay. So then this hand has Thoughtseize. I guess Liliana's Triumph is a card that could do something. It does have 4 creatures though. It's pretty rough. And only the 1 mana here. I think it's a little weak on the draw. I think I'm gonna have to mulligan. I mean, especially if he has Chancellor, this hand just does nothing. I like this a lot more. Bolt, I guess, it just seems like a potential way to play around a Chancellor. Looks like the opponent has, yep. You always gotta check the number of Chancellors. If they have 2 Chancellors, that can really mess up your day if you that. Unmask. So he's gonna nap a Force of Will, presumably. I mean, he could take Ponder. Maybe I should have. No, I wouldn't want to force that. I'd be terribly down on cards. You would probably just take Thoughtseize. Okay. So I think I'm just going to be playing the Delta, holding up. And then if we draw a land this turn or next turn, we'll be in okay shape. An Entomb. Okay, well, I'm sure my opponent has a plan, but obviously letting me cash in or, deal with this Chancellor seems good. But he only has 3 cards in hand. I'd have to imagine. Yeah, one of them's a Chancellor, too. Have to imagine he has himself another Entomb. Faithless Looting. Okay. I guess if he just has land and reanimate, he'll be in a pretty good spot. Guess if he does that, I could draw a land, Thoughtseize him, draw another land, and play Diabolic Edict. Seems like a lot to hope for. Lotus Petal. Seems like stuff is about to go down. Thoughtseize. Okay. Well, that doesn't seem too threatening. Taking Ponder doesn't seem great. So I can Thoughtseize him, and if he takes Thoughtseize, I can play Ponder. Set up this Diabolic Edict. Thoughtseize. Well, I mean, I'm definitely okay with that. So I've got like a couple draws here to try to find something good. Ugh. Man, I was hoping to find like a land or a wasteland. Fortunately, I don't think any of these cards do anything. There's a chance of finding Surgical Extraction or another land. All of those would be excellent. Really, any land would do. So here we go, deck. So there we go. We had a brutal Ponder on turn 1 against Dark Depths. The way it goes sometimes. Just have the Chancellor here. Pretty irritating. We just drew nothing. That Ponder. If that Ponder was anything, we would have been in some kind of position. But we just blanked on. Alright. Okay. Well, that's really good because now there's a good chance this second Ponder is gonna go the... I'm sure Ponder surely wouldn't let me down twice in a row, right? Okay. Do I want to try this Force of Will for some reason? Pretty hard to imagine it doing anything. So, I guess if he draws a discard that spell this turn, that's pretty good for him. Okay. I mean, I wouldn't want to just Diabolic Edict this thing and then have him reanimate it again. My life total is a resource. So what I could do, play Dreadhorde Arcanist. It'd be pretty brutal to get my Edict Thoughtseized, though. Um... Pretty easy for him just to draw another reanimation spell. Alright, I think I'm I mean, I'm sure he has a lot more reanimation spells in his deck than discard spells. And with that in mind, I'm going to play this Arcanist. All right, this is the big turn here. I guess he could play something like Crypt Breaker. He did not. Surgical Extraction. All right. Well, that's a good one, folks. All right. Whew. Well, this game's pretty in control now. So I think I am going to flashback Thoughtseize. Oi! I'm gonna have to make him discard a card. This could really come back to haunt me. Oi. Wow. Well, I really feel foolish about this, folks. Man, we just need him not to friggin' draw Exhume. Guess there's no option to fail to find here. Guess Grave Titan would be easier to hardcast. Okay. Well. Did he draw Exhume? Whew. Okay. Okay. I guess we'll take a snapshot here. Seems like this game is pretty under control. Got his Grizzlebrands. Okay. Alright, so we're going to get to play Ponder here now. Maybe we'll get some good on Delver. What have you got? A True-Name. I guess I'll just keep Force in hand here. We'll draw the Daze next turn, and then we can play True-Name. I guess I think I'm actually just gonna shuffle. He's about to go down to 9. Maybe I won't. I'll just draw the Delver. And save that to pitch to Force and play True-Name. I guess maybe Tarmogoyf was a good one turn and collect him. Okay. Well, there you have it, folks. Yeah, it's kind of a tricky deck. Well, obviously, fetching the right mana. Get Badlands, I guess, when in doubt. Is probably the key to the mana base. Definitely pay attention to what you're doing, at least. But, yeah, deck obviously seems ridiculous. No Stifles, which is a little bit unfortunate. But, I mean, just so many crazy cards. Plague Engineer is just silly. Wrenn and Six is crazy. So yeah, this deck just gets to play a lot of good cards. Abrupt Decay, just so many wide applications there. So yeah, all right, that's it, folks. Thank you.